Hey guys, it's Ashley. So many of you guys know I'm currently working on my second book, Pink and Blue: A Love Story, which is a fictional love story, but it's based on the idea or the concept, I should say, that we have, these emotional and rational sides of ourselves, and when we can bring those together through unification, we find harmony. And then this moves outward to the relationships that we have in our life as well. Talking about the divine masculine, the divine feminine, which, as I've mentioned before, is not about bodies, it's about souls and essences. So one could be a male and have a feminine essence, etc. We never want to block out our LGBT friends because we're huge supporters, and it's all good, it's all perfect. So we're souls beyond these bodies. Anyway, so I'm getting super stoked out because I'm having all these revelations about love. Book one, Art of Love, was a lot about self-love, and learning how to sort of, listen to your heart and sort of tap into that universal knowledge that's all around us, and to sort of really use that to be this inspired artist in your world, right? Not a religion, not a way of being. It's just an art class to assist you in learning how to speak the language of your heart, if you will. So with book two, it's more about relationships. It's more about actually having relationships with other people beyond just yourself. So the exciting thing about that is, and here's one of the revelations I've been having that I felt to come share with you guys, is that, when you just are new into a relationship, right? Everything is amazing. You're on cloud nine. This is like the honeymoon stage, right? Sometimes it lasts for a really long time. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, 2 months, what have you. And then what you'll find often is that you'll shift into a different energy space, which is more of an ego-driven space where you've got all these expectations now. He's not meeting up to your standards or guidelines. He's not giving you enough. She's not giving you enough, or she's coming at you full throttle too much, etc., etc., etc. And when we back out and observe, right, when we move ourselves away from that moment and we observe these behaviors, they're not really coming from love, which is this, sort of unconditional, open, expansive space of compassion, kindness, understanding, etc. And that's not to fault, you or anybody or what have you, because this is all the process and this is what we're here to learn and refine and so forth. But what would happen if you remove that ego part of that experience and you just continue to stay in sort of that honeymoon stage, if you will, by kind of checking yourself and reminding yourself that we have nothing ultimately. We just get to experience if we're lucky. And if we're lucky, we get to experience for a long time, but that's ultimately interchangeable. As we know, life is not constant always. And so when we can step back and just enjoy the experience and really enjoy the person, not for what we think that they should give us, but what they're presenting, then we can come to a space of really pure love where we just kind of get to experience that person. And perhaps maybe the honeymoon phase never has to end completely. Of course, with life, everything, there's ups and downs, so there's ebbs and flows, highs and lows, etc. And we are teaching each other here, we are learning. But what would happen if you sort of sat back today and looked at the places where you could remove your stories or your projections or your expectations of someone and just really wholeheartedly, genuinely experience them as love for who they are? What if you could relish and appreciate what they're bringing to you as opposed to focusing on what you're not, quote unquote, getting from that person? And then also focus on how you can give that feeling and vibration to yourself, and then you'll sort of be able to extend that to your partner, and then you'll notice a lot of times they'll actually step up to that place anyway, just because that's how that's what you're exuding, that's the beautiful energy that you're creating. So they'll oftentimes step up into that place in your life. The number one, sort of feeling, I guess, if you will, of importance and thing to remember as well is that people change. I said, recently, to quote, in the beginning, a lot of things seem really possible, and the trick is to continue to get them to go that way. So love is not, love is an action word. It is something that you continuously strive to work for, and give and embody so that you have that experience in your life. It's a constant decision. It's a constant choice: fear, love, ego, or unconditional love, etc. So choose love today and watch how your relationships expand. Stay tuned for the book Pink and Blue: A Love Story. Got a lot of things planned for you guys, so I'm totally geeking out over here because, I thrive on sort of analyzing the emotional and spiritual, physical bodies and sort of assisting everyone in kind of finding ways to sort of make it all work for us here on planet Earth in a way that's really harmonious and just vibrationally feels good to us, right? There's no right, there's no wrong necessarily, peace in the indifference, but it's about what makes us feel really good. So you might notice there are certain partners that make you feel really loved or that, take your work to the next level, etc. Pay attention to the signals that you're giving yourself. Know it's all perfect in your love, and stay tuned for more from Pink and Blue Love Story and just my works in general. Much love.